Welcome to the Activated Storytellers 49th podcast, June 21st, 2007.
This week's story is Half a Chick from Portugal.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Zephyr.
And together we are...
the Activated Storytellers.
Yes, we are here to activate some stories for you yet again. Last week we got to float down the Buffalo River, and this week we were in a little bit of hot water, and we went digging for diamonds. We'll tell you about that in just a second. But first of all, we do have some feedback from our listeners.
We have someone who called in from the San Francisco Bay Area. We don't know who this person is. She didn't leave her name, but let's have a listen to what she has to say.
Hi, Dennis. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Zephyr. I really like your podcast. And I was wondering if you could do, I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It's the story about the little Dutch boy who put his finger in the dike and stopped flood.
Oh, I know that story.
Well, if you haven't done that yet, just can you please do that? Because my family is Dutch, and I haven't really heard that many Dutch fairy tales because, well, I don't know why, but some people aren't doing it. And, well, I'd like to hear it. And you don't have to do next podcast. You do it in maybe, I don't know, future podcast, but I'd like to hear it. Thank you. And, Zephyr, I have to say that I saw a picture of you, and you're kind of cute, although you're younger than I am. Bye. Have a good day.
I think everybody knows that story, but did you know that, number one, it's not really a folktale, and number two, it's not really Dutch?
I thought it was a folktale.
Nope.
Wait, so we know who wrote that one then?
Yes, it's part of the novel Hans Brinker and the Silver Skates by an American author.
Interesting. We do stick to primarily folk tales, which are stories that have been passed on from generation to generation, and nobody knows who wrote them. But maybe we could do that one in the future. I like that story.
And I especially like the comments about me. I completely agree with those.
Well, thank you very much for calling in. And if you would like to call in and leave us some comments and suggestions, the number is
206-350-5016. There is a toll charge if you live outside of Seattle.
But that's what those free evening and weekend minutes are for.
Of course. You can also leave us comments on iTunes. This week, we are podcasting to you right now. We are in the parking lot in Hot Springs, Arkansas, right where the water is coming out of the... Where does it come out of?
The ground. Yeah, we are in the parking lot at the Visitor Center, right downtown Hot Springs, Arkansas, and right beside us there is a place where you can fill up your water jugs with hot mineral water.
Yes, it comes out of the ground at hotter than bathtub temperature. In fact, we've made tea with it.
Now, when we came to Hot Springs, what we really wanted to do was go to this place we went to a few years ago, the last time we came here. However, that place has since closed down.
Yeah, we were very disappointed about that. We're talking about the Libbey Health Club, which had been in operation for years. It was in one of those grand old historic buildings. And this place was really unique among Hot Springs establishments because the other bathhouses here, you'll sit in a little bathtub and...
I like the way some of the locals put it. It's kind of like sheep tipping. They put you in, they walk you to the next one, dip you out. And at the Libbey, you could lounge. You could sit in the pools as long as you wanted.
Yes, instead of just tubs, they had pools that you could actually swim in this heated mineral water.
And waterfalls.
And steam rooms. It was just a great place. We wrote a piece about our visit there on our website back in 2004, I believe it was.
Right, we'll put a link to that on the activated.libsyn site.
So that is history now, and I hear that it's history because of political squabbles.
But we made do. We went to this place where you can fill up your jugs with hot springs water, and we made our own little hot springs bath in the RV.
It is one of the advantages of having your house on wheels.
Now, we were in town performing at the Hot Springs Library, and we had some people in the audience. We had a family in the audience who had another Zephyr with them.
They did.
I'm about 2 years old. I think that's the first time I've ever actually met another person named Zephyr.
It was amazing to have two Zephyrs in the same room, let alone the same town.
And Zephyr's parents were also performers. They're musicians, and they invited us to come see their show that night. They performed at a German restaurant called the Brewhouse in Hot Springs.
When rushing across the Delaware on that bloody Christmas
And they don't exactly play German music. They play American pop songs in oompa arrangements.
It was awesome. They did things like Crimson and Clover and the Star Wars theme. They were a hoot. They were just a hoot.
And they were really fun to talk to. We hung out with them after the show, too.
But as they were performing, it occurred to us that he is like a Mick Jagger with a tuba, and she is like
A Cyndi Lauper with an accordion.
I don't know what's a stranger combination, a tuba and an accordion, or Mick Jagger and Cyndi Lauper. But anyway,
They were great. I think, what are they called?
the itinerant locals.
Yes, the Itinerant Locals. We'll put a link up to them on our site. You'll definitely want to check them out if you ever make it to Hot Springs. And today, we just went playing in the mud.
There was a reason for that, though. It's fun to play in the mud, but we were looking for diamonds in the mud.
Yes, we were at the only public diamond mine in the world where the public is allowed to go digging for diamonds.
The only public diamond mine in the world, and it's in Murfreesboro, Arkansas. You know, the Arkansas state flag has a diamond on it, and that's why.
Ah, and it's about, 60 miles, I think, from Hot Springs, so it was a good day trip.
But in any case, we found a very large diamond. I'd say it was about 4 or 5 carats.
What world are you living in?
That's what world I wish I was living in. In reality, I just kind of spent a couple of hours getting my shoes dirty.
Well, it was fun. I think I was up to my elbows in mud. I got it everywhere. Great fun place to bring the kids where everybody gets muddy, and it's okay.
It's not always muddy there. They had a bit of rain, so sometimes it's dry, but we got there on a muddy day, and that's okay.
Yeah, well, muddy or dirty. Anyway, I'd highly recommend bringing the kids there. It's the only place. There were grandparents, there were parents, there were kids, all ages, having fun playing in the mud. But if you do bring the little ones, I'd recommend that you tell them you're just going to go find some pretty rocks. Don't get their hopes up for the diamond, because the diamond, it's a rare find. And if you find one, great. And if they just find pretty rocks, they've still had fun.
Yeah, they've found about 10 diamonds, I think, yesterday, 10 or 11. But that's very rare. They normally find about 2 diamonds a day, and there's normally several hundred people out digging for diamonds. So you finding a diamond is not very likely.
Still, though, pretty good odds. I think that they actually find 2 a day. And if you might remember, just recently in the news, there was a young girl about 13 years old, 13, 14, that found a diamond just lying on top of the path. So it can be done.
And these diamonds, when you find them, they come in different colors. They're the white ones like you often think of when you think of a diamond. Actually, it's a clear diamond. They call it a white diamond. They are also sometimes brown or yellow.
And we'll tell you just a little bit about the diamond, how you look for a diamond. Can you do that, Z?
Well, if you want to have your own diamond digging experience, what you're going to do is you're going to get a tub full of water. You're going to get a couple of screens. You're going to want one with a slightly larger mesh and one with a smaller mesh. And then you're going to go out, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to take a bunch of shovelfuls of dirt and put them in the screens and sift the water through them. And you might as well do it in your backyard, because your odds are about as good of finding an actual diamond. So
You're such a pessimist.
I am a pessimist, but do you know what? It means I'm right more often.
Alrighty. Well, we do have a story for you this week. Like we said, we are in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and so we thought it would be appropriate to do a story that has to do with hot water. It is Half a Chick from Portugal.
Once upon a time, and another time, which makes 2 times, there was a chicken born who was really just half born because he was half a chick. He had 1 wing, 1 leg, and 1 eye.
Oh, I just laid my egg. Oh, look, it's cracking. Oh, why, Henry, look at my chicken there.
Whoa, that's a mighty strange chicken. It's only half a chick.
Why, he's just got 1 eye, 1 leg, and 1 wing. What an odd chicken. He's even got half a bark.
That egg was all cracked up, and that's no yolk. Well, because this chicken was so unusual, his mother hen treated him like a very special chicken.
That's because he is. He's mine.
But unfortunately, this half a chick grew up to be very vain. He thought he was better than all the other chickens in the coop.
Bark.
I'm better than you, ha ha.
In fact, he thought he was so much better that he didn't want to be all cooped up with the rest of them. So he decided to take a trip to the city.
See you, Mom. I'm going to fly the coop. Oh, I made a word pun. I hate it when I make word puns.
Why do you want to leave here?
I'm going to the Big Apple.
Why, we've got plenty of apples here. Well, here's an apple core. You want it?
No, I mean I'm going to the city.
What in the world would you want to do that for?
So I can be around the important people. I'm going to meet the king and queen of the city.
Why, they'd never look at you. Why, here, look at your reflection in the water. See, you only have one eye, one wing, one leg. Why?
And that's why I'm better, because I don't need two of those.
Oh, I guess you got a point. Well, if you're gonna go to the city, though, you be careful. And don't let the cooks get you. Goodbye, dear.
So Half a Chick took off hopping toward the city, and soon he came to a little stream of water.
What's that noise?
Help me! Help me! Oh, I want to get around this stick, but I can't. Help me, please. Move this stick out of my way.
The water's talking to me. Help!
Please, I may help you one day if you'll just move this stick so I can get moving again.
I don't need you. You creep me out.
Why, you'll regret this.
So Half a Chick kept on hopping toward the city, and soon he came to a wind on the ground. Now, I know it's odd for a wind to be on the ground, but that's where the wind ended up. It was all winded.
What's that wind doing on the ground?
Help me.
Oh, great. Now the wind is talking to me, too. I'm hearing things.
Help me. I want to fly up in the sky, but I can't get off the ground. Can you give me a little push with your beak or your wing?
What are you, crazy? I can't help you. I've got better things to do today. I'm on my way to the big city.
Well, it won't take you very long. Just but a minute, I promise. Please help me.
I don't have to help you. Go on, shoo, get out of here.
So he continued on his journey, and soon he came to a spark of fire on the ground. Oh, Mr. Half a Chick, help me. I'm going out. And I'm not dressed for it. Please get some leaves to put on me so I will burn higher.
Now the fire's talking to me, too. That's just crazy. Go, get out of here. Shoo, I don't need you.
You're going to need me someday. You'll be sorry. So he continued his journey on into the city, and soon he came to the palace. But he was a little turned around, so instead of going in the front door, he went in the kitchen entrance, where he was spotted by a couple of cooks.
I need a little spices.
We need some oregano.
Yes, oregano and the garlic, yes.
Oh, I will get the garlic.
All right, we need something to put in this chicken stew. What are we going to put into it?
How about the chicken?
Oh, brilliant idea. Where will we find the chicken?
How about this one that I just tripped over?
Okay, I guess it's only half a chicken. Well, half a chicken is better than none. Everybody is on a diet anyway.
Yes, it's true. Be half the work to pluck his feathers off.
Oh, we can make a half a chicken soup. And with a half a chicken soup, we can help someone with a half a cold.
No. We must make a baked chicken. It will be half-baked chicken. First, we put it in the boiling pot of water to pluck off its feathers.
Help me! Ow! Don't scald me, water! Help!
You don't recognize me? No, you didn't help me. No, I'm not going to help you.
How did the water from the stream end up in a pot?
That's another story. But after they had plucked off its feathers, they popped it into the oven.
And now we put it into the oven.
That burns! Help! Don't burn me, fire!
I told you would need me someday. Now I am big and strong, and I'm going to bake you.
What? Not only are all the inanimate objects talking, they're all motivated by revenge, which I suppose is symbolically appropriate for fire, but still.
Oh, how did that fire get so strong? The chicken is ruined. It is all burned. We must toss it out the window.
Oh, now how will we get the jobs as chef now we have burned this chicken?
We must come up with something else to cook.
Oh, we shall go back to my home country of France. Oh, anyone can get a job cooking in France. In fact, we can take snails and put it on a plate and people will eat it.
Oh, that sounds good. I will drive you there if I can make this car go. Meanwhile, along came a breeze and picked up the burnt half chicken and tossed it up into the air.
No, put me down, I've suffered enough already.
Don't you remember me?
What? The wind? That's crazy. You were just a small zephyr when I met you.
Yes, but a zephyr is a light breeze, and I'm a hurricane.
Help me!
You didn't stop to help me. Payback.
And so the wind, which was all full of hot air, carried half a chick up to the top of a building and dropped it there, where it became the first weather vane, to be at the mercy of the wind, and the water in the form of rain, and the fire in the form of the sun. And that's where it stays to this day.
This is the worst idea for a story I've ever heard. Who made this up?
And that's the story of Half a Chick.
You may have seen one of those weather vanes on the top of a barn in the form of a rooster, and the wind blows them so that they point which direction the wind is coming from.
But they are half a chicken, and that's what inspired someone to make up this story about half a chick. Then this is different from most other folk tales in that the character is very unusual, and normally when a character is very unusual, people make fun of that character.
They're usually a character begging for mercy, and they're shown sympathy.
Yes, something like Cinderella or Hansel and Gretel. But in this case, the character who is different feels very superior. He feels like he's better than everyone else.
Yes, he's a little vain. So that's why he turns into a weather vane.
Aha.
Uh-huh. So, do we have any news? Activated Storytellers news. We are still doing summer shows and have shows that are free to the public through August. And after the summer, we are booking shows in the Northeast at schools and some libraries.
Okay, again, if you'd like to leave us a comment about our podcast or the weather or any whatever, call 206-350-5016.
And also, you can find us on dramapod.com. We are part of the dramapod.com network. If you go onto dramapod.com, do search for All Drama, and then do it alphabetical A to Z, we will pop up towards the top. You can leave us comments there as well.
You can find links and notes about this week's episode at activated.libsyn.com. That's LIBSYN.com.
We are off to Indiana and then Ohio and Pennsylvania. Next week we will be talking about either Indianapolis or Columbus. We haven't decided yet.
Depends on where we spend some time. Next week will be our 4th of July special. We'll catch you next week.
This is the Goza family signing out.
Stay cool.
The Activated Storytellers perform at schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use American Sign Language, physical comedy, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring the stories to life. For booking information, check our website at www.activated-storytellers.com, where you can also find out when the Activated Storytellers will be performing near you, read a story, or order one of our audio CDs. Until next time.